There we go. All right, welcome everyone. This is our 12th day, I think, of the challenge. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you for being here, for participating. It's just a wild thing that we put together at the very last minute. And Chat GPT helped me with my little UFO, and I just loved it. So I went wild with it. He's got a little hat that says NorCal UFOs. We're looking at making t-shirts that we can all wear together at convention. He's just super fun. So there's two different challenges. And so I want to make sure that you know what the two different ones are. Both, Coach Terry says our UFO is cute. I sure think he is. I'm calling him a he. I think he's a he. I don't see any lipstick on, right? So there's two different challenges. One is for the local seminar to get the red carpet VIP seats, to have the certificate. The regular challenge is purchase 4 tickets, attend 2 different UBPs, bring a guest to one, and have a retail event with 4 guests. And so we've got several challenge winners that have been in previous local seminars. Jade, Lisa, Lo, Michelle, Tracy have all won the same challenge at a previous local. So I would like to encourage every single one of you to do the local challenge. And so you're gonna need your 4 tickets, and then you can see the rest. The 60-day accountability. This is something new for us and different. And it does go back to starting with 4 tickets. By purchasing 4 tickets, you understand and believe that the team, which is myself, Barb Bolt, and Norma Mary Roth, are going to help you sell your 4 tickets. We want to help you find more new people, new partners in Northern California. So we do have people not in Northern California that are participating. We want to grow the UBPs. We want to grow the local, and we want to grow your business. And so that's what the 60-day, thank you, Michelle, for that thumbs up. I want to just give a shout out to Michelle. She's won every challenge that we've put on. She's a director in the company, $1 million club earner. She's bringing guests to Sacramento from the Bay Area. She has plugged in to just really, really support us. And she sends me the nicest messages all the time. So I just love it. So thank you, Michelle. So we want to grow your business. We want to grow the UBPs. We want to grow the locals. The more we do that, our business grows. The more the local grows, the more we can get great speakers to come out. We have been so fortunate. Our very first event was an All-Star Basic 5, which was just local leaders helping out. And so all of that money went into our fund to be able to pay for things we need. Our first speaker was Barb Bolt. Our second speaker was Andrew Weissman. And then our third speakers are Norma Mary Roth. All of those speakers have said they will waive their honorarium. And Barb paid for her own plane ticket. Andrew paid for his own plane ticket and hotel room to help us get started. Moving forward, I don't see a lot of speakers going, hey, let me come out and speak for free, right? So we need to grow the area to keep having those great speakers, but we also need to grow our business. And so that is what this challenge, this accountability group is for. Every single person that buys 4 tickets, we want to help you to sell them to people in Northern California. We have 5 outstanding UBP coordinators. A few of them are on tonight. So I'm going to give a shout out to Lo from Merced, give us a big wave there, Lo. He's our UBP coordinator from Merced. We have Terry from Sacramento giving us a big wave. Tracy is on. She is our Reading UBP coordinator. And then, of course, Michelle is also a local coordinator. There's Tracy. She's giving me a quick wave. I see part of your background. I think you're on the phone, so it's a little bit narrow, but I see it. Good job. Michelle is a local coordinator in the Bay Area, focusing on Mandarin speaking unfranchised owners. And so she's just a true partner and leader in the area. And so I'm going to encourage you to take as many pictures as you want of these screens to know what we're talking about. I am trying to use the right verbiage. We have a local seminar. Sorry, Terry, what?
I think.
Okay. We have a local seminar challenge and we have a 60-day accountability, and I might mix them up. So you need to know what we're talking about or read my mind in the process, right? So something that Barb discussed last week in our kickoff was not to miss the ship. You have an opportunity to be part of this by purchasing 4 tickets. If you have not done that yet, I'm not going to kick you off this call, right? The QR code is there. If you just need to purchase 1 ticket, there's the QR code as well. I want to make sure you know what is coming up on Saturday, the 19th. You are welcome again to take screenshots. We're going to have Friday night a potluck at Jeff and Gail's home in Grass Valley. And that's going to be at 5 p.m. We are doing it early. So those of you traveling far, it is an early dinner so we can get Norm and Mary to bed early. And to save costs, Lisa Hoppy is going to host them. She has a master bedroom she is giving up for Norm and Mary to stay at her home. So it's kind of an all hands on deck to make things happen. So again, Friday, 5 p.m. is a potluck. Saturday at 9 a.m. is a UBP. Of course, guests are free. 10:30, it's a different time. 10:30 is our local seminar. And 6 p.m. is a health and nutrition training. So we do have a very full day. And just to speak a little bit about the 2 people that are coming to train us, they were individual unfranchised owners. They met and married after they became unfranchised owners. So they were both successful. So having both of them come in and share how they did it. Mary, for example, owned a salon, like a beauty salon, a hair salon. She never once sold makeup. She never once sold hair care products. Her story is people would sit in her chair and share how they were feeling. And she had something for them. So she'd give them an OPC or a B, isotonics B vitamin just to try in the chair, and they'd feel better before their process was lifted or perm was done, whatever was happening there. And so she is a phenomenal retailer and has a lot of stories for us. So those are the trainers and the schedule coming up in the QR codes if you have not yet purchased your tickets to do so. Again, take a picture of this. This is who your 5 UBP coordinators are. And I've got little arrows to where the cities are, because we're going to do a little bit of geography tonight, because some of the people participating are not from the area. It also includes 2 different ways to look. So like Reading is listed and it shows all of the upcoming UBPs by city. Then you go down to the bottom square and you can see the UBPs in date order. The ones in red are for the current challenge, where you get VIP sitting and red carpet. So you want to get a guest to one of the UBPs in red for the challenge. Okay, so everybody got their picture and schedule of this? All right, so now I've got a map for us so that you can truly see the geography of Northern California. And the red circles are where the cities are. So if you look at Reading at the top and Merced at the bottom, we are covering a lot of geography with these 5 cities. And so if you have prospects anywhere in Northern California, we can find somewhere to plug them in. Oh, Lisa's got her background up. Thank you, Lisa. You look super cute. I'm going to take a picture. So if you want to learn the geography, here are the 5 cities. And something that you can do is you can go to Google Maps and put in the zip code of your prospect to look and see which of the 5 cities is closest to them as well. So here's that geography. And then here's a different way to look at it. Here's our 5 UBP coordinators pictured with the city that is hosting the UBP, but what might be considered next to it. So if you were looking at Sacramento, for example, Roseville's considered a suburb of Sac, Rockland, West Sacramento, Citrus Heights, Elk Grove. So this may be a good way for you to be able to track where you're going to focus on getting your names list, because the very first thing we have to do is get a names list. There is nothing to do that is more important than your names list. And Dean, I'm going to actually see if you remember, what did I say about a names list in our last call? I would love for you to share that.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Okay. So the question is, what if somebody
about the names list?
What if somebody said, I can't find names at a particular place? We talked about paying for the night. Do you remember that? It's all right.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
When people say, so I'm calling you out right now. If anyone right now were to tell me they couldn't get me a names list, I'm going to call you a liar. It's hard coaching. Here's the thing, Lisa, if I told you I would pay you $1,000 if you could get 100 names in New York by midnight tonight.
Oh, I'd get on the phone with Kim right away.
Right? So you know one person right now, but you're gonna
find it,
right?
We do it together, yeah.
So what I want you to hear is, if you're saying you don't have a names list, your belief isn't strong enough to go find it. If I offered you $1,000 for 100 names by midnight tonight, I believe most of you would figure it out. So when I'm asking for is 10 names per city for the 5 cities, and then whichever city you call your home, you should have 100 names for that. Now, can you invite somebody out of the area? Absolutely. These are Zoom calls, but what I want to focus on is this area. So if you want to take a screenshot of this to know what cities are kind of close to where we're going, that is an option. So the very first thing you're going to be asked to do is put together a names list. Every single person that purchased their 4 tickets has been emailed a Google Doc that has a blank list for you. It has Grass Valley, Sacramento, Merced, Bay, and Redding. It has 10 per column, so you can start there. We have a key for which color is which color. And so I'm showing you mine. Anyone can see this. We're just asking for first names because we don't want people seeing your names list and going after your people and stuff. So blue, here's all of my people in blue that have attended a step 2. Gray is they attended a UBP. Pink is if we booked a step 1, but they haven't attended yet, right? So I've got some different colors and different things. So you are welcome to use this as a tracking system. You don't have to use the colors if you don't want to. It's just a way for you to get accountability. That is an accountability group. Did you start by getting your names list? So here is some tips for a names list. I'm going to ask Jade, would you read the first one?
Look at each UBP city and the surrounding cities to start.
Thank you. So you could do a search on Facebook, on Instagram. You could start looking that way for so Low, Merced, Atwater, Chowchilla, right? Like you could start looking at where they are. Lisa did exactly that. When I said, Lisa, who do you know in New York? She knows one person. So she's going to go to that one person and say, who do you know in the city? And you're going to start working together. You can also search LinkedIn by cities. You can search Facebook by cities. So you can start looking to see even who is on your friends list that's in Atwater, Chowchilla, Merced, whichever city. You need the specific little cities because Low, for example, is in the Central Valley. If we said friends who live in the Central Valley, you probably would come back with 0. But if you do friends that live in Merced, friends that live in this, right? So that's a way to start. Now, Tracy has tried that. She doesn't have any friends in Merced, Atwater, Chowchilla, right? She's like 5 hours away. So how would Tracy get 10 people 5 hours away in Merced? Well, let's look at the chambers of commerce in those cities. Let's get in professional Facebook groups. Let's make friends and connections. So right now, JR had told us we need to add 2 names a day. What if every single day you made it a mission on Facebook to make 2 friends in Merced, 2 friends in Sacramento, 2 friends in San Mateo, right? Start going through there. Now, my friends on Facebook, I look for women my age in Northern California. I don't really want to target men. I feel like if I go send a friend request to a man and I'm married, something could not come out exactly right on perceptions on that. So I'm constantly making new friends. Well, when Facebook told me I couldn't make any more friends because I reached 5,000, I went to LinkedIn and started looking who's in Grass Valley, who's in Sacramento, who's close by. And for free, I'm not paying for either of these social platforms. I made like 2,000 friends on LinkedIn. You guys, this is not hard. It just isn't. It's time consuming, but it's not hard. So here's some tips on making a names list. So any questions on this one? Lisa says no questions. Lo says no questions.
No questions.
Jade's a no. Dean, are you?
Do you give out the list for the 50 names?
You have to find your own names list. Yes.
No, not like the chart. Is it in your attachment before?
Yes.
She's talking about the template. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was sent.
Flo, because you purchased all 4 of your tickets, you were emailed a link to the template. Yes.
I see.
There's a lot of emails going out. So definitely check on that because it was sent as a link. It had the different cities and different teams, and you, Flo, are on Bay 1. We've got a few teams. We're going to go over that. So here is a schedule coming up of all of what you're invited to on Zoom and in person. There's a lot happening. Now, some of the ones like Friday, July 24th, I don't have a time yet. So what I want to do is wait and see. Lo may have somebody that wants to do Friday, July 24th at 3 p.m. And I can put, okay, Lo, 3 p.m. Friday the 24th, we're on, right? So I've got a few open if none of the other times work out. And as soon as somebody claims a new time, it will be added. And again, Lisa made the suggestion that on our accountability sheet that this be listed, and it is. So when you go, so 2 different links. One is your names list link and one is your accountability link. And so here is your homework. And so Lo, would you highlight some of the homework requirements for us?
Yes. First off, you gotta get your 4 tickets, and then RSVP on Facebook, so that way you can invite others on there, and then have your geographic team with having 10 having 10 people in your geographic team with 4 tickets each.
Let me stop you there because that is confusing. So Lo and I are co-partners for Merced and Beyond. So Dean is in my organization and she's in Arizona. So she's on that team. Now Dean is sponsored by Tracy, but Tracy's in Reading. She's on a different team. So that gets a little confusing. What we're attempting to do is have 5 teams, Bay 1, Bay 2, Sac and Reading. Grass Valley and Reading, Sacramento, and beyond. So with those 5 teams, I'm going to move to a different screen and come back. Here's the different teams. So Jade, you are in my organization, but you're on Bay 2 because of where you live. So you're with Schwen and Steven. Now, Terry and Michelle are co-captains of Sacramento. Now, Sacramento needs some help. So we need Michelle's people like Felicia to join. Terry, if you wanted to reach out to Matthew to join, they're not part of our organization, but they're in Sacramento. Now, Brian Jade is on your team for Bay 2, but his personally sponsored partner, Kelly, should be on the SAC team, right? So we're dividing up teams. And Lo, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that part was kind of confusing. So here's who we have on each team. So if you don't see your name on a team, you might not have bought your 4 tickets yet, or I missed it, right? Like either one could happen. So here's who we have. Bay 1 is Alice, Greg, and Flo. Flo, this is the team you're on. Bay 2 is Schwen, Steven, Brian, JC, and Jake. Grass Valley Reading is Gayleen, Tracy, Tina M, and Lisa H. SAC, we need some help, is Michelle and Terry, but they have 100% attendance tonight. And then Merced and Beyond, you can see the team there. So those are the different teams with our team captains listed here. And so Lo, I'm going to have you pick back up on number 4.
Okay. And then get your team to have their 4 tickets. If not, at least get 1. And then you and your team register your tickets in the back office so that we have that down. And then number 5, 10 prospect names for each of the 5 cities. And then number 6, if you go back into the back office, you can find Lauren's script to invite to step 1, and then break down the 6
Hey,
there.
Penny,
Goal.
that's fine.
The first goal is a guest from those 5 cities to every step 1. And then number 2, they will be also invited to the Wednesday step 2. And then number 3, they will also be invited to the in-person UBP. And then number 4, they will also be invited to the meet and greet. And then number 5, they will also be invited to the seminar. And then finally, update the accountability sheet once you get your guests on there.
Perfect.
You want
So
me-
by us adding names daily and inviting daily to step 1s, we're all going to grow our business. We're going to grow our 5 UBPs. We're going to grow our locals. And so our goal is 20 individuals at each of the 5 UBPs and 100 at the local seminar. So all of us linking arms and moving forward with the names list, inviting to a step 1, step 2, a meet and greet, a UBP, and the local, it's going to happen. All of us doing this together, the saying that when the tide rises, it lifts all ships. That's what we're doing. So we're working in teams by geography and splitting up. Like I personally sponsored Terry. She's on a different team than I am. I'm on Lowe's team and we're not financially connected, right? So we are just building the entire area and helping everyone at the same time. So I'm really excited. I usually do like my own ideas, so I'm really excited about this one. I just think it's a lot of fun. And the thing with the UFOs, like I got my little bobblehead and I got my sunglasses. We don't have enough fun in corporate America. we need to make this fun. And so that's where we're going with the UFOs and the crazy posts on Facebook and what we're doing. And so I'm just super, super excited about all of you being here tonight. I appreciate it so much. So again, here's the current teams with the goal that all teams need to have 10. So Lo, you're the closest. You got the most team members, but you've also got the hardest job because they're out of the area, and so helping them to sell their tickets. So I wanted to show you Lo's team's spreadsheet. I had a guest, so my name is here, Melissa. I had a guest on step 1, and so I got some points there. I had another guest on this step 1. I got some points there. Lo had a guest at a UBP, so he has 50 points there. So right now, just between what our team has done in the first 10 days, our team has 100 points. Okay. Now, Tina is crushing it over on Reddings, and she has 140 points all by herself. So what I'm doing is every 10 days, I'm going to track who has the most points and what team they're on. So I put this out on July 10th. Tina has 140 points, and she is in Team Grass Valley and Redding. Lo has 50 points with Merced and Beyond. And Dean had a guest at a step 2, and so she is in 3rd place. And so I'm going to just keep trying to make this fun for us. Again, aliens and recognition and UFOs, right? So congratulations to Tina, Lo, and Dean for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. So where do you find the scripts? Jade, do you want to cover where the scripts are found?
Well, the scripts are going to be in the back office under, I have to go to see exactly, but it's under resources. I think it's under business and then resources.
That's right.
So, yeah.
And it's actually pinned to the top. So if you just go to resources, it's there, but this is what it looks like. And it is 13 pages of information. And so Lauren spent quite a bit of time at our last leadership about these scripts. We really practiced them. She put in a lot of work to make these scripts for us. So I would love for you to download and use what corporate has given us. And so one more time, you're going to download those scripts, and then here's the dates. You're trying to find people in 5 cities, put those names list in, and then come back and invite them to Zoom step 1. So our step 1 is 30 minutes. Our step 2 is 30 minutes. We want to invite them to a step 1, a step 2, a UBP, and then the meet and greet. And so our first meet and greet is July 26th. That is a Sunday at 7 p.m. Who's invited to the meet and greet? Anyone with 4 tickets and any guest who's either been to a step 2 or a UBP, because we cover it all there. And the point of the text workshop is for the guests to ask questions and learn from us. And so the more people on, the better. We will ask you basically where you're from, what your day job is, and why you registered to be an unfranchised owner. And we need you to not say, I signed up, right? Don't use upline, downline, like don't use some of those terms that new people wouldn't understand the difference between us and some other organizations. And so the homework is here again on the screen. I've gone a minute over, so I'm going to hit our last slide. Here's the schedule. And so what I'm going to suggest you do, get the tickets, make sure you've got your time reserved, go back to the homework, and let's get you on tomorrow's call with some guests for the step 1, right? And then Wednesday's the step 2. And so with that, I am going to stop the recording. Maybe.